Saturday afternoon in the Clear Fork Valley lends itself to the beautiful game today, with the Colts seeking their fourth consecutive win right here on their home turf against a struggling West Holmes squad looking to earn just their second win of the season. It's live and free boys high school soccer, filling up your eyeballs on smartphones, tablets, TVs, and PCs, and it's all on the way. Next.
Welcome to Richland County's first artificial intelligence ATM. If you car dance to the song you're listening to now, I will give you $50. See, that's something an ATM can never do.
Oh my gosh, are you serious?
Oh, we're serious.
Gosh, that's awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. We hope your day is a little bit better today.
Yes, thank you.
Frito Lay Variety Packs presents Totally Unrealistic, Never Gonna Happen in a Million Years Mom Fantasies.
Mother, thank you for planning such an enriching camping trip for us.
Please accept this as a token of our appreciation.
Now let us sing to you.
This'll never happen, but this might.
There's like no reception.
I'm not cheering attack. Ew, bugs!
Dibs on the Fritos!
Frito Lay Variety Packs, packed with possibilities.
West Holmes and Clear Fork just about set to tango with a showdown here inside of the Colt Corral as our presentation of live and free boys high school soccer begins right now. Good afternoon, folks, and welcome to Belleville. My name is Brian Skronsky, alongside Travis Berardi today. And solid stretch right now for the Colts, riding a 3-game win streak where they're allowing just one goal over that stretch, Travis. They've looked really solid and a good chance for more success here this afternoon. Keep the win streak and the good juju intact.
Yeah, they're going up against a West Holmes team that has just been struggling this season, 1-12 overall. Goal for average 1.13. The goal against over 8.
Whew.
So not much defense there from West Holmes. But for Clear Fork, they went through a tough stretch to start the season. 4 straight losses. The Galleon, Lexington, Ontario, Big Walnut. Talked to Coach Gailey before the game, and he said that it was kind of a wake-up call for them to really see what their flaws were, work on those, and they've started to pick it up. They've had some injuries and illness as well the last couple of games. But they're finally trying, getting back to peak form. And after getting the number 5 seed in the draw, they don't know who they'll be playing yet, but they have a favorable draw. They just want to get better to get to that point where maybe they can make some noise in the tournament.
So for Clear Fork, the outlook is at least bright. One of the higher seeds coming up in the sectional tournament. They've been playing really well, and it's been a different story. Tough season for the Knights, who actually arrived late today, too, so it was a quick warm-up for them, fresh off the bus, and just not a lot of momentum to feed off of. Losers of 9 straight, and you mentioned the goal differential for them, getting outscored by about 7 per contest. So they're going to have to play some really quality soccer today to be able to compete with a Clear Fork team that's starting to hit their stride entering tournament action.
Yeah, only 3 times this season have they given up less than 8 goals. One of them being their 5-4 victory against Tri-Valley. And their other 2 losses, they gave up a 4-1 loss to Mansfield Senior and a 1-0 loss to Loudonville. So lower opponents, they still didn't give up many goals, but they just can't get it into the net themselves.
Let's go ahead and check out the starting lineups for West Holmes here this afternoon. And here are the Knights. We've got Arnold, Fiker, Orend, Porter, Franks, Shad, Ryan, Tisch, Zog, Neighbor, and Eberhard getting into the action here this afternoon. And as mentioned, it was a short warm-up for them, so it's at least hot out here, Travis, and then they should be ready for action. Probably got a little sweat going out there on the turf. Expect the Knights to be ready to go here today. And now the starting lineups for the Clear Fork Colts. And Kistler definitely is the guy who's been getting it done for them throughout the season, their top goal scorer. But they got plenty of other guys that are top contributors that help initiate the offense. Good defensive back line, too.
Yeah, that defense led by Griffin Blakely, 74 saves on 97 shots on target, 76% save percentage. But then, like you said, on the offensive end, Kistler, 11 goals, 3 assists. Connor Hogger, 5 goals, 3 assists. Aaron Brown has 4 goals. But look for Beachy today. Jaden Beachy, he only has a goal, but he has 7 assists. So look for him to dish things out to his teammates to get a couple shots on goal.
Yeah, don't want to dish it out to the opponent, Trav.
No.
It's never a good idea. Turnovers, too, always a big part of soccer, and we'll see if that's an issue for either side here today. Ball control, especially here on the turf, when it's going well, when you're in the flow, it looks great, it's solid, but sometimes if you're just having an off day, when you're giving it over to the opponent on this fast surface, it can be dangerous. So turnovers certainly could be a factor for either side here this afternoon. And it is a beautiful day in the Clear Fork Valley, no question about it. The sun is shining. I believe we're up over 80 degrees right here in mid-October. What's going on?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sweating right now. You're expecting to be, in hoodies and jeans. I know you're in jeans, but I think you're regretting it right now, Brian. But beautiful day. I hope, the weather stays like this. Maybe drop about 10 degrees colder, but I'd like 70, 75 degrees, sunny like this. Be nice to have for the next maybe month and a half while football and soccer wraps up.
Definitely no complaints coming from my end. I know what winter looks like in the cold front when it arrives here in north central Ohio. It can be brutal, so I'm going to enjoy and soak up as much sunshine as possible. And you can tell these players, they love it, man. I mean, if you can keep getting this type of weather, your game can go to the next level. I think that that's sometimes actually a part of sports when you're outdoors, in particular in fall, that's kind of overlooked, is the elements and how big of an impact that can really have.
I mean, go back a couple years ago, Lexington Bay, regional semifinal.
Good point.
Lexington with the big upset. Bay was top 2 in the state.
Oh, number 1.
It was number 1. It was pouring down rain. It was cold. Bay was off their game. Lexington just, one more. It was literally one more chance than Bay had, got the win. And you got to think the cold and the rain had to play in that.
So West Holmes is going to have the first touch here to open things up on the road. And playing with a deep sweeper, and then 4 across the defensive back line. So this is an unusual looking formation where they've got 3 forwards, 2 of them playing incredibly wide. It's going to be fun to see how they elect to attack this Clear Fork D.
Yeah, it looked like they're just trying to spread that Clear Fork D out, maybe get a one-on-one on the side, get down, maybe then push everybody up. But, yeah, that's the first time I've seen an alignment like this here in high school soccer, at least here in North Central Ohio.
And you know what, buddy? When you've lost 9 matches in a row, sometimes you will just go deep down into the well. You will look for any type of combination of lineup or change of formation that you can to try to get some positive momentum flowing. Why not?
Yeah, I mean, 1-12 right now, you might as well just, work on some things. Not only, maybe it'll work for the rest of the season, but try and get something going for next season.
Liam Beer pushes it forward, and the Colts getting on the attack. They got bodies all around the 18. Got up surrounded here, but you see a lot of kids in white jerseys for the Knights packing it in, going to try to make it tough.
Yeah, for the Colts, it's about patience right now. Just keep passing the ball around, get the open shot because, like I said, and right there, you get the open shot, bam, goal.
Just like that, it didn't take long, man. 1 minute and 11 seconds, and already getting onto the board here are the Clear Fork Colts. Great start. Bo Galloway with the goal, the sophomore. And for as many bodies as the Knights had packed there into the 18 to allow a shot that open, that was a little bit surprising, I think. Might even taking Galloway off guard.
Yeah, they were packed in, but they weren't moving around. And like I said, patience for Clear Fork. Just try and get the open look. They got it, and it's 1-0.
Galloway to Beachy. Knights are there. They create the turnover. Arnold looking for somewhere to go with it.
And that'll be something to look for West Holmes throughout this match is they only have, the 3 forwards up there. They're going to have fast ball movement between them because this Clear Fork defense, they'll take it away from you.
Colts with great spacing right now, trying to get some numbers forward. See connecting with feet. Now pitch to the outside, hoping Beer's going to make a run. He is able to catch up. Left-footed cross. Not going to stay in the field of play, so a goal kick on the way here for the Knights.
Yeah, it came off his foot very weird. I don't think he got fully behind it on that, but they had the opportunity. If he would have had the cross in front of the 6, it looked like an open look for them.
Big goal kick. Going to make its way all the way out to midfield, but headed forward by Kistler. He's playing more of an offensive role here to start.
Just missed on the through ball.
And then that shot driven in low from Beachy, but deflected back out of there. Colts staying on the attack. Beer now with the cross. Galloway directing traffic.
Oof.
And that one just tall from Caleb Wilson.
That was a nice pass, though, by Galloway. Split a couple defenders to get the open look. Just over the net, though.
Another big goal kick shot out of there, but one out of the air by the Colts. Splitting between defenders there's Kistler with a head of steam. Just shot up. And that one sails over top 2 from Beer.
Clear Fork finding feet early, getting the open looks. But that time, just underneath the ball too much and over the net. But that was a beautiful pass.
Yeah, good-looking run by Kistler. I'd like to see him get rewarded there. Beer also had a pretty clean look from his angle. But if you're going to have Kistler coming all the way up from that backfield, making a run like that, might want to reward him. Knights finally get it onto Clear Fork side of the field, but their first pass attempt intercepted. So Clear Fork dominating the action here early as expected, and through the 5-hole goes Beer.
Gotta love a little mega action here on a Saturday.
And some miscommunication there from the keeper and Noah Tisch. I mean, the keeper called him off, but Tisch went ahead and kicked it anyway.
I don't know if he thought there was somebody right on his back and he needed to clear it or what, but gives Clear Fork another chance here early on to possibly add on to their 1-0 lead.
How about that? 2 straight headers ping-ponging around. And then offside is going to be the call.
This is going to be a good opportunity for Clear Fork today to just work on some things. I mean, this is a West Holmes team that gives up a lot of goals. This is going to give Clear Fork an opportunity to work on the passing, work on, finding feet. Kind of like a scrimmage atmosphere right now. I mean, I hate to say it against West Holmes, but this is a team that we've shown gives up a lot of goals and can't score the ball on the other end as well.
West Holmes trying to show some patience here just to get it out of their end. Colts allowing a little bit of space in front of them. Quick throw-in's going to go to the feet of Aaron Brown. They're finding Galloway in the midfield pretty often.
Yeah, and it seems like West Holmes just a couple seconds too late on that. They start coming in on him, but he's already made the first move and sees where he's going with the ball.
Knights almost came up with the turnover. But instead it's the Colts. Moving forward, Wilson with the head of steam, cut off now. Circles back to the middle, punches it in. Now Beachy looked like he wanted to load it up for the right foot and just never had a good opportunity.
That was a smart move by him to at least back it out a little bit, but that pass goes through the legs of his teammate and they'll reset.
Colts nearly give it away in traffic. Now Kistler launches one from outside, but it skips right into the hands of the keeper.
I know you made the point that Clear Fork playing a little bit back once West Holmes gets possession deep in their own end. I think it's Clear Fork just saying, we'll let them get that first pass. They haven't been passing the ball well early on.
Sure.
Maybe just set up an interception, a steal there, and set something up for themselves.
Baiting them perhaps a little bit. Here comes Arnold pushing it forward. A nice run by Fikert. And then this shot ripped from outside, but off target from the foot of Ryan Hunter.
Looked like he overran it a little bit there as he was setting up for the shot, and it cost him.
See our first substitution here in the match. It's going to be for the Knights. And John Maloney into the mix now. And now the Knights looking to press forward. Bad pass, though, well behind the intended target from Fikert. And it's going to lead to leak out by the Colts. Well defended, though, by West Holmes. Starting to find a little bit of momentum here.
Yeah, finally establishing a little bit of a presence in the Clear Fork end. It's just they haven't really been able to find feet to continue it.
And you can tell their captain in the middle of the field, Cam Arnold, coach's kid, that's the guy that they're looking for. He's got some nice foot skills. Have to utilize them as much as possible here this afternoon. Good looking pass here down in the near wing. And Galloway gave it away. Bad pass intended for Beer.
Yeah, I would like to see him move up field a little bit more before passing that back. He had some space.
Battle of the 11s right there. Arnold eventually drawing the whistle. Going head-to-head with Beachy. And this gives a opportunity for the Colts. A little set piece.
See what they do from 45 yards out. Just kick it in and set it up.
Brown, lots of space. Wow, they allowed him about 15 yards to carry. Now this driven in low and deflected. Moody with the shot attempt. And corner kick number 1 of the afternoon coming up for the Colts.
And that's what surprised me so far, just a loose defense by West Holmes, even deep in their own end. And it's going to lead to a corner for the Colts.
Connor Hager just checked in for Clear Fork, stud sophomore.
Good looking ball.
Yeah, back post, but a diving
Nice
save. Well done. Hunter Eberhard there with the save.
Yeah, I liked how he read that. He waited to the last second off the head, then finally went for the ball. Good read by him to make the save.
Arnold, nice play. Sends it forward for Shad. And then deflected. And I see a little bit of frustration from the midfielders of West Holmes walking back now, so could open things up here for the Colts.
Yeah, but they're moving more past midfield than they were earlier on in the match. They just got to keep working their way up, keep figuring things out to where they can get deeper into the Clear Fork end.
Just over 10 minutes gone by here in the opening half. If you're just joining us, Clear Fork scored right away. Galloway sent it into the back of the net. Less than 2 minutes into the contest. Since then, West Holmes settled down quite a bit. Playing a lot better defensively.
Yeah, Clear Fork did have a couple chances, just missed the net. Now, in the last maybe 5 minutes, West Holmes has finally established a little bit of offense, and they've backed up. They've battened down the hatches, as you would say, on defense.
Now looking to get some numbers forward. Working it through the wing. Colts send over a double team, and it pays off. McLaughlin with the takeaway, but returns the favor. Dishes it right back out of bounds.
Bit of an errant pass there as the defender came a little late, but no Clear Fork defenders around to take it away, and the shot easily corralled.
That was Cameron Arnold. Went down to his backside off the shot attempt, and I think he saw that didn't really have any options and a whole lot of black jerseys, so just uncork one and see if you can't get lucky. Beer with a nice pass for Windsor. Beachy now lays it off, lots of space. Moody back to him. Oh, great give and go, and just tips over the top. Colts will stay on offense, though, with a corner kick.
That was a good job by Hogger, too. It looked like he was about to jump off sides, came back, and that allowed that to develop. Most of the time you'll see a couple of those forwards get excited and run off sides. He realized where he was, came back, and it paid off.
Off the set piece, driven in well again. Look at all the attacking bodies for Clear Fork. They're staying with it with Hogger.
But a nice job by West Holmes to force them to back it out. And then I'll get a throw in.
That was Moody with the left foot. And by his reaction, I think he was expecting something different. So it's going to be a throw-in deep from their own territory here for West Holmes and Alex Zog. Lofts it into traffic. And won by Clear Fork. Kistler switching fields over to McLaughlin. And a heavy touch from Moody gives it away back to the Knights.
Good double team. Forces the turnover.
50-50 ball up for grabs. Moody flying in for a header. And just pinballing all over the place. Nobody able to gain possession until now.
And a lot of bodies just standing around as well, not going for the ball. Finally, Clear Fork able to get a breakout.
And they had running wide open on the backside Liam Beard. So for the Knights, that deflection really key.
Yeah, and now allows them to get a throw in on the overpass by Clear Fork. But yeah, just barely able to get a foot on that pass into the middle. Deflected back out.
Karate kick out of bounds. And another throw-in coming up from the far side here for Cam Arnold. And then yet again, deflected there off of Caleb Wilson.
West Holmes trying to find some offense here. Only 2 shots thus far, and they weren't that strong of attempts.
McLaughlin off the still. Now the Colts looking to drive numbers forward. Moody plays it well into space. You're right. That's Beer. And well played again by the keeper, Eberhard.
Could have taken a couple more dribbles there to establish himself, but I think the ball was a little too far out in front of him. Still got a good shot on it, but not as much power as he probably wanted.
Good looking pass through traffic. Trying
nice
to set it
again.
up. Windsor on the run, one-on-one with the keeper. He puts it right where it needs to be. Corner pocket. Colts go up by 2.
That was a beaut there, Brian. He waited to the last second. Goalie committed, and he just flicked it to the right side of the net after a great pass. Just watch right there. Goalie commits, flicks it in.
Using the outside of that right foot. So it gave at least the appearance that he would wind up try to go to the opposite post where the keeper dove. Beautiful, beautiful goal right there by the Colts, and West Holmes looking to answer. That was one of their better runs that they had moving forward, but the late tackle took it away from Arnold.
And you could say it's a positive for West Holmes, trying to keep it in, but Clear Fork just able to find feet, move the ball ahead, and have another chance here.
Galloway pressed that to the right wing, thought that he would have Wilson available. He was a few steps behind. But the Colts going to maintain possession. Throw-in coming for him on the far side of the field.
Yeah, West Holmes was looking for the deflection as it went out of bounds. It did not hit a Clear Fork defender. But the turnover will get it back to the Knights.
Just a rough play all the way around there for Alex Zog. Ooh, that was pretty smooth for Beachy. Flicked it over the top of his dome, right to his foot. Here he is again, getting possession back, setting up Windsor.
You could do that, right?
No comment. One-timer off mark, about 10 yards wide.
About 15 minutes in, Clear Fork already with 10 shots, 6 on target.
Not surprised to hear those numbers, given how the season has gone for both of these teams, and Clear Fork starting to come on here of late.
When it comes to the tournament draw, your top 4 seeds, they get first dibs at that sectional bye into the championship, but Clear Fork the first non-bye team. So if one of the top 4 decide not to, Coach Gailey could get his squad into a sectional championship immediately and pick who they want to play out of that.
Colts are in a pretty good spot there in the Division II bracket. And just a good chance for them to get another big win here and then close out the season strong. Have a nice win streak going before they get into the sectional draw. Yeah, is that a push-off against West Holmes?
That'll be the second foul of the match.
What do the Colts got coming up to finish the season?
They have Highland and then Ashland to finish things out, and that Ashland one's always a big one for them.
Tough game.
Yeah, Ashland's one of the better teams on the boys' side here in the area. The girls' squad as well. Nice pass inside and another easy goal to beat the net.
It's a sophomore Hogger off the setup from Galloway. And I think you got to give a little bit more love to the setup and the assist than actually the goal. Look at how well placed this is. Right on the money and then cashing it in.
And did you see that? It was
I saw the
Galloway.
celebration,
Galloway
sure.
did the fist pump before the ball was even shot. He knew that was going into the net.
Like I said, it was such a good pass that he almost did like the Steph Curry thing where he just turns around and walks away like he knew that it was going to be through the back before it even arrived.
Galloway gets an assist, so he has a goal and an assist here already this afternoon. And good thing, it's not like the meme you always see on Twitter where the guy shoots the three, turns around, celebrates, and it rims out. So they got the good part of that. And it's 3-0.
Yeah, always eats at you when you celebrate and it doesn't work out, but another pass on the money. Hogger looking for another one, and wow. 2 goals in less than, what, 30 seconds?
Yeah.
4-0 now in favor of the Colts.
So just as I was saying, Galloway probably gets ahead in the player of the game conversation. Hogger goes back to back. And it's 4-0. He made that look easy, too. And I love, once again, making the goalie commit, then flicking it in.
Easier said than done, trying to keep the ball close to you when you're on the run.
Yeah, especially in the way, like a quarterback trying to get a safety to move off by looking one way and going the other. You can do that as well. Kicking. Thanks to Adam Thompson, our producer, for mentioning that to us.
Just dropping that knowledge on you.
Adam is a soccer connoisseur.
Making football references.
Yes.
Understood. So the Colts now with a commanding lead and looking to pour it on here. Scoring in clumps right now as we're past the midway point of this opening half. And you can see the confidence starting to rise with this Clear Fork team who is doing an excellent job, I've noticed, here over the last 5 minutes of just running their lanes. They're keeping their spacing, and they play you wide, too. They've got guys from football sideline to football sideline about 4 deep, and it's a thing of beauty when they're all making a connect.
Yeah, they're executing their game plan perfectly. They're staying patient. They're finding feet. And then they're making some nice moves at the goal at the end to finish things off. But, yeah, a very well-played first half thus far for the Colts.
Noah Jordan, senior, typically plays defense. Almost had an opportunity there.
I think it surprised him a little bit. There was 2 defenders that the ball squeezed through, and he just unable to catch up to it.
Liam Beer just checked back in. And I think this is one of the luxuries that you get in a match like this if you're Coach Gailey and company, to get guys like Noah Jordan, a senior that comes out here. He practices with the team day in, day out. You know, he pours his heart and soul into the contests and to the team, I should say, and now getting a chance to get into the mix. Usually, like I said, he'll get in on the defense. They're pushing him forward a little bit here, trying to reward players like Noah.
Yeah, I mean, might as well in a game like this spread the love. Try and get some people that normally would not get a look at the net. Give them a chance. One of those lifelong memories for them.
Oh, yeah. Beer drives it in. It actually went right in front of Jordan. And deflected off the big shot from out wide by Galloway.
High kick, I believe, called on Clear Fork.
And the Knights rotating in a fresh body. Braylon Porter subs out Garrett Arndt. Throw-in coming up for the Colts off of the deflection. And Clear Fork now making a substitution with Windsor back into the contest. Jordan taking a seat.
Yeah, the Colts able to, switch guys in and out. Not like the girls' side where they have mass substitutions every 5 minutes, but chance for everybody to get in probably today.
Great job sealing off the defender. Excellent setup, too, there by Windsor to Moody, who was just off target with that shot.
In traffic again and still able to get the ball through. Tough attempt, just got under it a little too much. Sun going under the clouds. It feels nice right now, Brian. It's been beating right down on us here in the first 25 minutes.
Colts have been living in the attacking third here lately.
Yeah, West Holmes had a little bit of a momentum shift, had possession in the Clear Fork end for maybe 4 or 5 minutes, but since then, it's been all Colts.
Still there by Arnold, but he gives it right back to Clear Fork, making a run from the back line here. Kistler flips it forward. He's got Beer.
It's a 3-on-0.
Couldn't handle it in time. And now Kistler's just lost his footing after the heavy touch.
Yeah, they had a great opportunity there, but just tripped up, gave it away.
Yeah, you see Kistler just sliding out from under himself.
Another great through ball.
Beer brings it back to the right, looking for some options. Played it in the space. Didn't have enough behind it. Zog with the interception. But the Colts pressing forward the midfield, making it so hard for West Holmes to get it out of their end. How about the setup? Offsides is the call. Braden Ball put it in the back.
Just a foot offsides there. Another great feed. But talking back about those midfielders for Clear Fork, those lead passes, they've just been nearly perfect on the day with those lead passes up to the forwards. And a great reason why West Holmes has been on their heels for most of this match.
Doc again with a turnover. He's had a rough go of it here on this near side. As that one gets through to Ball. He tried to set it up. Taken away at the last moment, though.
And that wasn't even intended for him, but he read the ball, went through, put on the afterburners, and nearly turned that into a nice goal.
.14 minutes to go. Clearing with the throw. Clear Fork with the throw. Headed out of the box. Now chipped in backside. Beer's there.
Got the deflection, but the goalie is there to take it away.
I like the setup. Great chip right over the top of the defenders. And Beer one-timed it, just not with a ton of pace behind that one.
That was a tough attempt by him. Couldn't get much behind it, like you said. Goalie able to make an easy save.
Another great-looking feed here from Windsor. Ball, back post, diving save made by Eberhard.
No traffic in front of him, able to read it. Making the lunging save.
Ball trickling into Clear Fork territory for the first time in a while.
Yeah, Blakely hasn't seen much action at all today, so give a little pass back to him, let him reset, give him a little time with the ball.
Now Eberhard has to come out to the edges of the 18, scoops it up. Big punt to the midfield. Played out of the air by Kistler.
50-50 balls, I'd think. 95-5 in favor of Clear Fork thus far.
Now Windsor back post. Just off target.
Great idea for him to go back post, but just pushed it a little too far wide of the net.
Colts getting 3 new players off the bench back into the mix with Wilson, Jordan, and Hogger. And boy, is it bug season or what? The game within the game, folks. We are just fighting off all sorts of creatures coming at us up here in the press box.
A couple bees, some stink bugs, a ladybug, you know.
And I was at the Colts young kids facility earlier this morning, and man, were the bugs crazy today. So out here in the valley, they've got some 4, 6, and 8-legged creatures, definitely some winged creatures taking over.
Yeah, it's that time of year right before it starts getting cold where all the bugs are out just for that last
getting in their last run.
Attack at everybody, you know.
I get it. Yeah, they're enjoying us today for sure. Good ball punched out into space and a great play off the line. Griffin Blakely coming to the rescue.
Yeah, he waited back a couple seconds, seeing if his defensive teammate would get to it. Saw he wasn't, so he comes up, makes a nice sliding grab. Keeps West Holmes off the board.
This whistle is going to go against Jeff Moody, the senior defender. So an opportunity here for West Holmes to at least get some numbers forward, try to flip the field. But, yeah, we'll see if they do that, Travis, because as mentioned, they're playing with such a unique lineup. They've got 4 players playing the defensive back line and then like a monster sweeper guy who's playing behind all of them. So they're playing with 5 defenders.
Yeah, and they at last second brought a 5th player up onto that front line, and they played across. They really didn't bunch up or anything like that, and the kick was easily headed away by Clear Fork. Unique to say the least.
And even with these 5 defenders, Clear Fork has certainly had their way so far here offensively with great spacing and timing. Just connecting with feet, as you see here. The last connecting pass just mismeasured, intended for Beachy.
Clear Fork continuing to apply that pressure. And another easy lead pass out.
Deflected back to Hogger,
Oh,
sets
what
it
a
up.
pass, but great save.
It was Jaden Beachy. So the sophomore connection just doesn't pan at that time. Nice goalkeeping. Eberhard in the right place.
I was expecting that to be crossed, but the last second he saw his teammate trailing behind, gives the nice pass over for the one-timer, but the goalie was there to make the save. Not a good pass there.
Yeah, that's a rare giveaway from Alex Kistler, considering just wasn't a lot of defense applied to him. And those are the miscues that you try to eliminate throughout the course of the season. And first one here this afternoon, really, that you could say that Clear Fork's had.
Yeah, this is the type of game to work on things like that. You can make a couple mistakes, especially with a 4-0 lead. But when you get into the nitty-gritty, when you get into a game like against Ashland, you're not going to be able to make those mistakes and, come out cleanly afterwards.
Diving quickly into the comment section here on Facebook, where I see maybe some old friends getting reacclimated. Hello, Amy and Phyllis. How are we doing out there? And Amy says, Luke being a ball boy out here today. So congratulations to Luke for being part of the varsity action as a little guy. I think that I've heard so many stories throughout the years that I've been doing this job about people that are involved in athletics when you're a young guy, 5, 6, 7 years old, and then they come up and they're varsity superstars because they've been around sports so much. They live it, they breathe it, they eat it. So the future of Clear Fork soccer, Luke and company out there doing a nice job.
Well, something else, too. These little kids look up to these high school players. They think they are the superstars of the area. I mean, I remember back in West Virginia watching football, some of the teams that I watched, they came over and say hi to me. I thought that was like, like Michael Jackson, Michael Jordan, people like that come up like, holy cow, he just said hi to me and things like that. But when you see, coaches say, hey, do you want to be our ball boy? That's like the greatest thing ever to these little kids. And it does a lot to them going forward as well.
That one punched into space by Jordan. Brings Eberhard out, who's played pretty well. He's just been put in some challenging situations.
Yeah, a lot of one-on-ones.
Now, great speed showcased by Wilson turning the corner. Oh,
Oh,
what a
wow.
setup. And then the one-timer for Jordan. You hear the sighs from the crowd, man. Everyone wants Noah to be able to get a goal, and you can sense his frustration. Boy, this is tailor-made for a goal.
And you saw right as he kicked it. Oh, man. I hope he gets more looks because he's working his butt out right now. Working his butt off to try and get an opportunity.
And sometimes when you play defense, I mean, you're just not really used to making that
Exactly,
run in front of the
exactly.
net.
Yeah. So hopefully he gets another chance right here.
Nice
Get
play
it
by
in.
Beer. You see Clear Fork, they got the 18 surrounded again. Lots of space. This one chipped in. Headed away by West Holmes right to the feet of Moody. And deflected at the giveaway. So West Holmes with a chance to start moving forward as Arendt pitches over to Schad. And then that next pass. Well behind the intended target. And Clear Fork moving back into the attack in third, where they have just been living here this afternoon.
Yeah, those lead-out passes and their speed has just been killing West Holmes. Really wearing down this defense as well.
Kistler around him.
Oh,
Another setup for
yeah,
Jordan.
it'd be 3 in football, but not here.
So Noah Jordan getting his looks. He's had 3 shot attempts so far this afternoon, as you see here on the Frito Lay replay.
Just bounced at the last second as he was going for the kick. He's going to come out and take a break.
Getting a little love there from Coach Gailey. He's done an excellent job with this program. Clear Fork boys soccer down for a number of years, until these last couple making a bit of a resurgence.
Yeah, and it just seems like soccer is just taking over here in North Central Ohio. I mean, football is king, but soccer's getting popular by the minute. More popular by the minute, I should say. Girls squads, we have 5, 6 teams that are really good. A couple state-ranked teams. You had a state champion last year. On the boys' side, Lexington making it to the regional, making it to state semifinal. Ontario, they're back, back coming up. Madison, decent squad. The Mansfield Christian boys are finally coming back after, a couple state championships in the mid-2010s. So it's good to see multiple sports in the fall really taking off here in North Central Ohio.
Soccer, I think, just globally, well, let me take that back. Nationally, here in the United States, has really had an uptick over the last 15 years or so. And I think you got to give some credit, of course, to the U.S. women's national team and all the success that they've had. A lot of little girls, they said that they look up to those players, and it's been really refreshing to see the beautiful game come to life here in the U.S. of A.
Yeah, and the men's squad with a big 2-0 win over Jamaica a couple nights ago in their World Cup qualifier. They're leading their group right now.
Yeah, it's great for them.
Especially after the last couple times missing the last 2 Olympics. Missing the World Cup 4 years ago. Well, 5 years ago now. So it's good to see the men's side starting to come back. But, I mean, women's soccer is queen here in the nation.
Under 3 minutes to go. And West Holmes has been finding some decent success here over the last couple of possessions, though they give it away right on cue. And it sets this up, a deep drive that's going to make its way into the box, but Eberhard, well played, coming off the line.
And once again, Clear Fork showing off that speed. Nearly made it there to the ball for an open attempt on the net.
Colts 3 great looking passes, gets Beer on the run.
We're starting to sound like a broken record when it comes to that because Clear Fork's just been playing so well on the offensive end, especially finding feet.
And, everybody getting into the mix here for Clear Fork, as you mentioned, as they added 5 players to the roster for today from the junior varsity level. They're going to be contributing, including Landon McCauley, the freshman here, making a charge. Now Beard drives it in.
Oh, went through the legs. He nutmegged him.
Liam Beard, the freshman midfielder. He's been doing a lot of playmaking. Now he gets into the back of the net with a big score. Right through the 5-hole, and here's a great shot of it.
Kind of curved as well. Caught the goalie off guard and right through.
And I think Jaden Beachy, that was more of a hockey-looking play where he was shielding off the goalie a little bit, didn't have as clean a look, and I think that helped probably steer his eyes off of the ball. And that's why it went right in between his 2 legs, finding into the back of the net with a $1.42 to go.
Yeah, not only in hockey, it's good in soccer. Creating traffic in front of that goalie, blocking his view.
Yeah, here's one more look. Look at Jaden. And then he flicks out his leg, and maybe the keeper thought that he was going to get a piece of it.
Yep.
So a set piece coming up here, and with a $1.14, yeah, West Holmes still playing with 5 defenders back behind every Clear Fork player. The other night we had the Lexington versus Mansfield senior game, and they did the same thing where they were playing so far behind the ball that it just makes offense easy for your opponent with the midfield because there's so much empty space. And I think for West Holmes, and I'm far from a soccer coach or even an aficionado of any sort, but I just don't understand playing that far behind the highest offensive player. It just seems like it makes it easy, but
It makes it very easy.
easy for me to say up here in the press box.
Well, because it allows you to, collect the ball, get going upfield, and it allows you to look for your teammates. Which guy is open because you don't have somebody right up on you.
Like, look right here, folks. See all this space? See all these guys up here? Right in the midfield? Just connecting with feet, so easy, and then there's 4 white jerseys just all clumped in the middle of the field, defending nobody. That's why they're down 5-0 here at the half. Plus throw in some pretty quality stuff there by the Clear Fork offense as we are through 40 minutes of action. It's been all Colts here inside of the corral doing some nice things, goals from a few different players, and then keeping the clean slate as well. You're watching live and free high school soccer exclusively on the OH Report. We'll be right back with some halftime stats analysis. Get you ready for half number 2. Keep it locked in. We'll return in a moment.
Welcome to Richland County's first artificial intelligence ATM. If you car dance to the song you're listening to now, I will give you $50. See, that's something an ATM can never do.
Oh my gosh, are you serious?
Oh, we're serious.
Gosh, that's awesome. Thank you. you.
Thank you. We hope your day is a little bit better today.
Yes, thank you.
Frito Lay Variety Packs presents totally unrealistic, never gonna happen in a million years mom fantasies.
Mother, thank you for planning such an enriching camping trip for us.
Please accept this as a token of our appreciation.
Now let us sing to you.
This'll never happen, but this might.
There's like no reception.
I'm not cheering attack. Airbags!
Dibs on the Fritos.
Frito Lay Variety Packs, packed with possibilities.
It's halftime here in the Clear Fork Valley with the action just moving right along here. Travis, 40 minutes down, and how about 5 goals for Clear Fork? None yet for West Holmes, and that's where we're at right now, taking a look at cows in the pasture. What a beautiful thing.
As you could say, Clear Fork playing turf-rific soccer, as
you can't
Andy
steal.
Jardy would have
Come
said
on, y'all
last
are trying
night
to
on
steal people's stuff.
Pigskin. Come on.
Break it down, Travis, here on our Mechanics Bank halftime stats. What do you see?
Possession actually 84.5 to 15.5 in favor of the Clear Fork Colts. That tells everything. 18 shots, 10 on target, 2 corners. Fouls, Clear Fork does have a couple fouls. Offsides, Clear Fork with 2. No yellow cards, no red cards. Not a chippy. Pretty much of a clean match, but Clear Fork just dominating the pace.
Yeah, they have been. They've had the run of play. They've had the possession and the better looks. And what I like most about Clear Fork is they're really unloading their bench. They've gotten a lot of guys into the mix here that typically don't get a lot of varsity action. And this is the perfect game for it. Your goalie and your defensive unit basically has been untested up to this point. You see the 2 shots on target. Neither of them were great looks.
No.
Both of them were from distance with defenders in between the offensive player and the net. So for the Colts, you're going to see some freshmen and some sophomores get a lot of varsity minutes here, I think, here in the second half. And keep trying to look for Noah Jordan in front of the net if you can.
For him.
Get that senior a goal if possible. So it's going to be a fun second half of soccer if you're a Clear Fork fan. And for West Holmes, you know, you hate to critique coaches, but at the same time, when you're losing by this many goals and you look at some of their previous results, Travis, I mean, they were just absolutely KO'd the other day by Worcester. I mean, they had a
18-0.
That's an embarrassing showing. If you're going to allow that many goals, you may as well just try to get on the offensive. I'd like to see them take at least 2 of their back defenders and not keep them stationary like we're seeing right there with those two deer figures.
Move like the chickens and the ducks we see.
There we go.
Movement.
Get out into some space and at least try to get aggressively on the offensive attack. Man, nothing says Clear Fork quite like the wildlife here, you know?
Trampolines, play places, and ducks. Chickens, cows.
This is quite the place. All right, we're going to step aside one
need
more
a
time,
break.
guys. We'll be back. Second half action on the way.
Welcome to Richland County's first artificial intelligence ATM. If you car dance to the song you're listening to now, I will give you $50. See, that's something an ATM can never do.
Oh my gosh, are you serious?
Oh, we're serious.
Gosh, that's awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. We hope your day is a little bit better today.
Yes, thank you.
Frito Lay Variety Packs presents totally unrealistic, never gonna happen in a million years mom fantasies.
Mother, thank you for planning such an enriching camping trip for us.
Please accept this as a token of our appreciation.
Now let us sing to you.
This'll never happen, but this might.
There's like no reception.
I'm not cheering attack. Airbags!
Dibs on the Fritos.
Frito Lay Variety Packs, packed with possibilities.
Second half action here at the Colt Corral, just a few seconds away from kickoff. And some big cheering coming in for Jackson McLaughlin, trying to get the crowd pumped up here. So Clear Fork having a good time, enjoying a 5-0 differential on the scoreboard. They're going to have the first touch here of the second half with Connor Hager getting the start, the sophomore. Came off the bench in the first half. He's been a dynamic playmaker for him throughout the season. And for West Holmes, good start here, creating a turnover. Now Arnold to the wing, and Shad double-teamed. And this is the problem that you run into when you play with half of your players back.
Yep.
Where are you going to pass it?
That's the thing. They had a couple good passes. They were moving ahead, but then they got triple teamed. Nobody around them. Maybe push another guy up. And I see they have 5 up now where there was 4, but still you have 5 people just standing around in the back as well.
Well, if
Take
you're
a
going to get
chance.
beat, at least go down swinging, baby. Play some offense. That's always my philosophy. That's why I'm in the commentator booth.
Yeah.
McLaughlin headed out off the shot attempts, but back to him. West Holmes packing it in the box, just allowing Clear Fork anything about 10 yards beyond the 18. They can just set up.
And I don't know if it's just the Clear Fork speed that West Holmes knows or not, but they're playing off as well. Like you said, they're giving them the gap to even look, should I flick it here? Should I take it on net? And they'll get a throw in.
So I'd like to say what's up to everybody out there watching on Facebook and YouTube. I see our viewership a little bit low this afternoon, so at least have fun with it, guys. Drop us some comments. Let us know where you're watching from. Who are you cheering for? Who's your favorite players? Drop you guys some lines here on the broadcast.
Don't make Brian start singing, please. Somebody tune in.
And my mic, I was just warned, is going to be turned down, so I'm not going to. Not going to. Maybe we can get Jory over here, a former professional singer. She can drop a couple of bars for us.
Former? I thought she still did it on the side.
Well, not professionally, not getting paid, just sometimes in the shower, in the basement, that type of stuff.
Anybody needs a national anthem singer, you know where to go.
Oh, where's your report? We do a little bit of everything, Travis. You know, we're
That's
a
what
pretty
makes us unique.
pretty divergent group. Got a lot of different unique talents. And we just like to bring the people what they want, and more often than not, that's live and free high school sports, my
Live and
friend.
free.
Let's go.
We got a live and free corner kick coming up for Clear Fork.
McLaughlin's going to take it. Skips. And the shot attempt, well, taken down there by Eberhard.
Eberhard's played pretty well for what he's had to face today.
I agree.
mean, not many people are going to be able to stop the one-on-ones that he's faced. Other than that, he's played a pretty solid match. One of the bright spots for West Holmes thus far.
Now here are the Knights attacking in the midfield. Switching fields, though, over to Brown are the Colts, who's allowing some kids in black jerseys to start funnel up, get into the offensive atmosphere. As Moody slips it through, but it's going to be too far for Aaron Brown, just out of his reach.
Yeah, just out of his reach. Now, Brian, I'm going to ask you a question.
Yeah, lay it on me.
We're talking about district draw. I believe it's coming up tomorrow. We know the seeds. Other than Lexington, who's going to be the clear number 1.
Yeah.
Got Ontario as well. You got Huron, and you have Edison as the top 4 seeds. Out of those 4 seeds, who's the second best behind Lexington? Because we know Lexington's a very solid squad this year.
Yeah, I've seen all of those teams, not with my own eyes, but at least on highlights, and it's not close. There are 2 teams that are way above the rest, and that's Ontario and Lexington. And the Warriors, when they are at full strength, I think they're pretty close to the caliber of the Minutemen, as that's well played in. And just wide there from Liam Beer. And then in the second tier, you have your teams like your Hurons, and no disrespect to those teams that play up there along Lake Erie, but a lot of them, they beat up on each other.
They play each other twice,
have
yeah.
some great records. You know, they'll come down here with 11 or 12 wins, and then they really do get crunched. They come down and play even Clear Fork sometimes, Lexington and Ontario, and they just get slapped when they play some of those teams. So I don't think it's close. I think that Lex is the clear number 1, and that Ontario's pretty darn close to their level, but they don't have the type of depth that Lex has. I think they have the same type of athlete. So those 2 teams, in all likelihood, are going to decide the district like they do pretty much every single year.
Now, let's put Clear Fork into this as well. Clear Fork knocked off Huron 2-1. You can watch the highlight on our Age Report Facebook and YouTube pages. That shot deflected away. Another attempt headed over, so that's going to be a corner. But Clear Fork, they played Ontario tough. Ontario pulled away late in that one.
Right.
But you see the way that Clear Fork's bounced back since then. You think maybe Coach Gailey would put Clear Fork on that side of the district to maybe a semifinal against Ontario. avoid Lexington and maybe get that second shot at Ontario, see what happens on a neutral site as well.
Well, for Ontario, when they came over here to the Corral and played, as this one is sent in, back post, nice header there by Hogger, athletic play. They were without probably
That's
the best
true.
player in the
That's
district.
true. That is
you know
true,
what I mean?
yeah.
He didn't play. Gage Weaver was unavailable. And then the other Gage on the squad also couldn't play. I think Ontario had 4 kids out, and they
That's right.
still
You're right.
dominated Clear Fork. So
I thought that was only for the Ashland game afterwards, but it was for both. You're right.
So the Colts, I don't think, are going to be up for the challenge of beating either one of those top 2 seeds. But, like I said, they're definitely in that second tier where they can get to the district semifinals. And,
A sectional championship.
who the heck knows? Dude, any given thing can happen. And we talked a little bit about the weather conditions. Say it's a sloppy night or something where the game's a little bit slower and it's not where the top team can really have the run of play on the field. Any given thing can happen in the tournament, but I think there's a clear 1 and 2 seeds, and it's been the top 2 dogs in the district for the last, it seems like going on a decade.
And how many great district championship matches have we seen between Lexington and Ontario? That's deflected away. Nice job by the keeper to keep that in to prevent the corner, but how many years in a row have we seen Lex Ontario for a district championship other than a couple down years for Ontario, but you saw the one at Arlen Field that went down to PKs, I believe, or double overtime. You had the overtime match at Lexington that the Minutemen won. Looking forward to hopefully that dream matchup once again. We got a foul, I believe.
He may be getting a card here. Maybe not. Official just really demonstrative with saying specifically, I think, where the foul occurred. Typically when you march out like that and you stop the contest, if Jonathan Newbert thought, I think, potentially he was going to get a yellow. So that's chipped in well by Windsor. And Kistler was in the area but didn't have an opportunity. So 8 minutes gone by here. Subs funneling their way into the contest here.
And the Bees funneling their way back into our press box.
Yeah, like I said, there's a lot of fun going down on the field right now, but the game within the game up here for us is just strictly survival. There's a lot of buzzing around our brains, and we're just trying to avoid as many stingers as we can from going into our skins and flooding our, our systems here. So we're fighting off some battles. Just like West Holmes trying to fight off Clear Fork here on the attack. That's another well-struck ball, but it's going to sail out of play from McLaughlin.
Yeah, 2 chances there on net. One just completely missed the Clear Fork forward. Went back end and tried to flick it on, but too far wide. And it'll be a throw-in for West Holmes. And they give it right back. Nope, they don't. They said white.
So West Holmes just stuck down in their end and
standing around.
Yeah, there's a lot of players in the box right now and nobody marking up. It's kind of frustrating, honestly, to watch the stylistic approach here. They're just sitting back inside of the 18 and just daring Clear Fork to come play offense. Of course Clear Fork is going to get some shots and get some creative looks going on net when this is how you're going to set up your defensive approach. It just seems obvious to us up here. We've got the best view in the house, of course, but I really do. I struggle with watching when you just pack it in like that. Give yourself a chance.
Yeah, that's what we've been saying here in the second half. Just press forward. Try to change things up. Maybe you catch Clear Fork off guard.
Yeah, who cares if you lose 25-1 or 5-0? I just don't understand the difference. Why are you trying to have a shutout here in the second half and you're not going to? Because guys like Alex Kistler are going to keep getting in to the 18 and eventually they're going to finish like you just saw right there. Let's see it one more time on the Frito replay. Excellent job right there. And how about a May? I didn't even see that in real time. Went right in between the 5-hole of our end and then able to put it away in the back of the net. Beautiful offense there by the Clear Fork Colts.
Great goal. That's his 12th of the season. And it's 6-0 Colts. Well in control of this one.
And West Holmes, again, they have the first touch and 8 players back playing defense. I'll just quit talking about it. Hey, if that's what they want to do, if they just want Clear Fork to have 100 shots, that's what we're going to call here.
Going back to our conversation about the soccer teams in the area, they're not in Division II, but Ashland, Division I, they've been playing pretty solid soccer as well. They beat Ontario without one or two of their best players as well.
Yeah, good
What do you
point.
think they can do in their district? It's a lot tougher in Division I, but what do you think they can do? Can they get to a district semifinal, maybe squeak into a district championship game?
I really love Ashland. I think their collection of talent is as good as anybody that we have in the area. I think I would even rival them to Lexington. Just unfortunately, you mentioned they got to go against the big boys,
Yeah.
D1, and Ashland's one of the smallest Division I schools in the state. So it's really tough sledding for them. They have to have just an absolute juggernaut of a team to be able to get into a regional. So for Ashland, probably the end of the road for them. The best case scenario I would see would be getting to a district semifinal game.
So a sectional championship for them. And, I mean, that's nothing to frown on in Division I with all that tough competition that they have. Now, moving into the girls' side, Madison, the state champions, they're down. They're still getting wins. They're
Yep.
still getting some quality wins. But this Clear Fork squad, the girls went up there and played a tough one with them. But out of Clear Fork, Lexington, Madison, and Ontario, you got to say it's the Lady Warriors, right?
Yeah, oh yeah, they're easily the best team that we have in North Central Ohio just because of the depth and the talent at all 3 levels. That's where Ontario gets you. Like Madison, for example, they've got a couple of killer forwards, but they're so young across the board everywhere else that even though now they're growing up. I mean, I think they're right around 500. I think they're like 6-6 or 7-6, something like that. But, dude, they're still playing the Taylor Huff schedule. They're still going out of their way to play the top teams in Division I and Division II all around the state. So they're battle-tested. Will that help them when they get into the tournament? I mean, potentially. That's something that I had a chance to talk to Buck Morton about just for a couple of minutes before the Lexington at Mansfield Senior match the other day. So when you're that tested, you know, sometimes it can work the opposite way for like Mansfield Senior, for example. All the success that they're having, sometimes it's better just to get wins against lower opponents and get positive momentum, fill it out like what we're seeing here from Clear Fork. Like so many dynamic playmakers having opportunities here today. I understand both points of view. So I think that Lexington is starting to come on finally. Finally. We've been waiting for Lady Lex all year. I think they have 12 seniors on the roster, and I thought that they were going to be the number 2 team in the area, and so far they haven't been. They've actually been a disappointment. I think they would admit that. They've won their last 3 or 4 matches in a row where Lauren Alexander finally turning on that killer instincts, and she's scored about 10 goals in her last 3 matches. So if Lexington can continue to play at a high level, I do think that they're the second most talented team in the area, but the Lady Colts going to have something to say about that. They have the most team speed, so
They do.
there's a lot
all the way around.
There's a lot of fun matchups that I can perceive going down. It's going to be the 4 Richland County teams
by far
in that district. But who has to play who, that's going to be fun to find out. I do think the D2 girls sectionals are going to be some fun games. And then certainly once we get into that district, who knows, man, anything can happen. But the best collection of talent, it's easily Ontario. They have players at every position. They are sound and well coached.
And, you know, they gave up a tough 2-1 decision to Liberty Benton, their first loss of the season last Saturday. But other than that, they played a really tough schedule as well, like Madison did last year. They've been coming away. They had that great comeback tie to start off the season against Dublin Jerome.
Sure.
That really vaulted them through MOAC champions once again. Took care of business. I think, by far they'll have a good chance of making it to the regional. We have a foul here.
And
I think
we got to get a
yellow
card at
too.
this point. This is going to be about the 3rd foul against
And there
Newbert.
it is.
So he is going to get a yellow. He's going to have to check out for a little bit.
Other than that, let's go Division III. Mansfield Christian and Crestview. The Lady Flames other than the match against Clear Fork where they just, ran up and down the field,
They've
looked
apart.
pretty darn impressive.
I'm going to have to look a little bit deeper at Division III to see what awaits them in the round of districts. I like the Flames' collection of talent. They're pretty good, but their schedule is so soft that it's tough to get a great read on how good they really are. Crestview, if that's the second best team that they've played this year, I mean, no offense to the Lady Cougars, but they're pretty pedestrian compared to what we've seen from them over about the last 4 or 5 seasons, where they had some All-Ohioans, some big-time playmakers. I don't know that they really have that this year. They're really reliant on one player to do a lot of the offensive playmaking for them. Mansfield Christian kind of has the same problem, too, where they've got Abby Little doing some nice things, and then they have some freshmen that are out there that they have to rely on night in and night out. So D3 is an interesting one. I want to see how that bracket shapes up before I start forming any opinions. But certainly the best 2 teams that we have in the area, you mentioned them already, and they played each other, and Mansfield Christian has proven that they are the best in Division III here in North Central Ohio.
And then finally the Ashland Lady Arrows. Pretty darn good squad as well. I believe
they got to play that D1.
Yep, exactly.
That's what sucks. That's what's tough. Is that they're a really good team for the schedule that they play in the OCC. Just unfortunately, they're one of only 2 D1 schools playing against other smaller schools, so they just don't get a great look sometimes at what they're going to face when they get in the tournament. So I would really liken them to the boys. I think they're a better team than the boys from top to bottom, but once you get into the round of districts, it gets so hard. They have to play against those Cleveland schools.
Yeah, and it just stinks for them because just over that mark to where you move up from Division II to D1. Just think if they were still in Division II, just what kind of a district that would make. You'd have 5 really good teams, and 1 team wouldn't even make it to a district semifinal.
Yeah. So we've got a substitution in net for the Warriors. And this is what we have coming up tonight. We've got the Lady Warriors going on the road. They're going to be taking on Medina. And West Holmes playing Clear Fork.
We're watching this right now.
Hey, check that out.
There we go. We even got a graphic for it. If you make the graphic, at least you got to show it off, right?
You do. So yeah, I think it's great though, the schedule that both Ontario, Clear Fork, Madison all play. Lexington too. You know what? You got to give all 4 of them credit for going on the road and playing tough teams every single season. That's why they're the 4 teams that are competing for district championships every single year.
And those 4 coaches know what they need to do to get their team ready, because they know, okay, we can get to our district, but we need to face tougher competition because this regional is not a cakewalk. Now, for Madison last year, it was a bit of a cakewalk for the regional, for the squads they had to play, but that's not what it is usually year in and year out. So all 4 coaches know what they need to do to get past a district and get possibly to a regional championship, maybe a state Final Four, or maybe like Madison to Columbus in a state championship game. But we have a lot of good coaches as well around this area.
Yeah, no question. I think Coach Gailey could be included in that mix now.
Help resurge the Clear Fork boys squad.
And they've looked sharp here today, and you see now starting to unload, get deeper into the roster. Some younger guys out there running around. That's Wilson. Just earned a corner kick, the freshman.
Look at it. The ball boys already have it set up for them in the corner. Great job by them today.
You know, that's an underrated part of the game, is having quality ball boys.
Yeah, because sometimes you want that quick throw in off of an out-of-bounds throw, as that one's collected by the keeper. But, ball goes out of bounds towards the fence. You want to throw it in quick. You're looking for that ball, and these boys immediately giving it to you, let you restart as fast as you can.
That's some good-looking young guys, too. Some big smiles, some nice haircuts.
5-6 years down the road, that's probably the face of Clear Fork soccer right there.
It's crazy to think, but them's the facts.
Shout out to the boys, the ball boys.
So here comes Hager. Great looking through
another
ball.
great
Here's
pass.
a chance for Noah Jordan. But instead the freshman took it away from him, trying to steal some of his shine, and that was Hayden Wilson with the shot. But he, too, when he gets in, he typically plays defense. So I don't blame either of these guys.
Just give everybody a chance. Come on.
Yeah, that was a great look, just both guys making a run. And I think the freshman Wilson called him off. He's like, I got this one, big dog. You've had your chances so far. This one shifted across the field, but
no one home.
Yeah, Caleb Peters, the outside wing over here, was probably 20 yards behind it. And so now we're going to get more substitutions. Fisher McLaughlin checking in for Peters. And you want to talk about the future of Clear Fork soccer with the young guys. Right now, this is the varsity players that you're going to get to know, certainly beginning next season. A lot of freshmen out there right now for the Colts.
And this is great time for them. They're playing varsity action right now, getting a feel for things before tournament. You never know. Injuries, I hope it doesn't happen, but if injuries happen, you want to have kids that know what they are doing out there in varsity action. And this has been a great match for them to get some of the guys that don't play a lot of time.
And I think this also this is going to be a good chance for West Holmes. I mean, you have had no looks in the second half at all, period. Offensively, only a couple of shots for the entire match. You're going to keep your varsity starters out there, and I think they should try to get some offense developing.
Momentum, yeah.
Why not? This is the guy that can do it for you, Arnold. And there's no pressure there. See, that right there, that's kind of, in a nutshell, West Holmes, what the problem has been here today. Just no pressure, and then they just boot it right to Clear Fork. Just a panic pass.
Mass subs here for the Colts.
And Blakely, who just checked out a goal. I think Sam Swindell now, the freshman keeper, is in. So Blakely's going to get out and have an opportunity to play on the field.
Swindell, 8 saves on 11 shots on goal. It's 73% save percentage, so he has seen some time.
So Noah Jordan checking out. Clearly a fan favorite here. 17.5 minutes to go here from the Corral. Colts have been in control throughout, folks. If you're just joining us, Clear Fork scored in less than 2 minutes into the contest and have really done anything that they've wanted ever since. There's just been a lot of open space for these midfielders to get into the attacking third throughout the day. And they're just finding feet, having a lot of fun, moving into empty space, and here it is all on display yet again.
Other than one time, oh, it just got away from him. Other than one time, has West Holmes been past midfield?
In the second half, I don't think so. Yeah,
just that one that just crossed a couple minutes ago.
Super, super rare. But that's their strat. That's what they're playing for. They're just playing not to get scored on. They have got 4 guys whose assignment is to sit in the box and just deflect balls. So, I think, well, it was, what, 4-0 at halftime? So they've only allowed 2 in the second half, so if that's what you're trying to accomplish, mission complete so far. Still a ways to go, though. Ball moving around the top of the 18. This one on court, and it's going to be off target. Maybe that's Swindoll out there, number 21. I don't even know who's in net anymore. So many players added to the roster. I've got handwritten stuff on here. You usually don't have that where there'll be 20 players on the roster plus an extra couple for your goalies plus 5 more that are written down. So I think Clear Fork kind of knew that they were going to have some opportunities here this afternoon to get a lot of people involved, and certainly they have. And as I look down on the sideline now, players like Connor Hager already taking off the cleats. A little bit of a dangerous play there by the keeper.
West Holmes applying pressure on him, seeing if he'd make a mistake, but he made the right play, cleared it out. Now Clear Fork's going to have a throw-in.
This is Peters, who just checked in, trying to shield off the defender. Took a little bump from Franks, and a couple of bodies colliding there at the midfield. Arnold up, moving a little bit differently than before. Looks like he's been shaken up.
It was an accidental collision there by both. They're able to get up and walk it off, though.
And so we'll have to start thinking here as the end of the match approaching who our player of the game is going to be. And this gentleman trying to get into the conversation. It's Griffin Blakely coming out, getting a goal. Gotta love it.
That's his second goal of the year, too. He's done this before.
So the guy who's almost always protecting Clear Fork's net, finding the back of one here at the other end. Well placed, too. That's just a heck of a strike.
'66th minute. Didn't get much in terms of action inside the net, so hey, might as well just switch jerseys and put one in the other one. Clear Fork adds the extra point, leads the Knights 7-0.
Oh, great opportunity here for the Knights!
Oh!
Brody Shad, man, he probably had about 3 or 4 touches where he could have let one go. Eventually it worked out where he was one-on-one with the keeper, and man, a game of inches definitely right there. It sails right by out of bounds.
Game of inches, Brian. So close to finally breaking on the board. Their best offensive opportunity of the afternoon. So close.
And so now at this point, with the contest basically decided, will West Holmes elect to start sending some more bodies forward? They got the throw in, but they're just going to play with 3 offensive players. See what happens. So it's going to be a lot of 1-on-2s for the Knights. And they're going to lose those battles more often than not.
Nice effort there. Just beyond his reach, though.
That was Fisher McLaughlin, the freshman, and he got a lot of encouragement on that run, too.
One of those late added players to the roster for this game, too. Good to see him out there getting the opportunity. Nearly came up with a nice play to save it.
Arnold draws the whistle as he went right through the chest there of Fisher. So Colts are going to have a chance to set it up. And, man, look at how close that actually came to being a West Holmes goal. That's really their first true shot of the match, too.
Yeah, it is. About 3 inches to the left. That hits the post and probably deflects in, too. But that just explains West Holmes' day in a nutshell.
Kind of. I mean, offense hasn't really been a thing for them. They have been a defensive-minded team from the start and have still given up 7 goals. But this is right about at their average, right? You said they give up over 8 per game?
Yep. Give up 8.2.
And to Clear Fork's credit, they definitely have not tried to pour it on. I mean, they started the second half even with a couple of players off of their bench into the mix, and now this is all JV players.
And they're going to get a free kick here. But And like I said, this is a great opportunity for these JV and freshman players to get some quality time, not just to finish out the year, but moving into next year. You got that varsity playing time. You kind of now know what you need to do when you get up here. Benefits everybody.
And that was Sam Swindell there. I think he was a little bit confused. He used to play in keeper. You know, he's got it with his hands there. He said, can I just throw it in here? Instead, he's going to have to chip it here over a 3-man wall, and he'll do just that. But it's an easy play for the keeper, Eberhard. Good look at the ball right there on our Frito replay in the strike. But the score stays 7-0 on our Ohio I scoreboard.
Ooh.
Good looking play by Arnold.
But nobody to help him.
That's what just is tough. I mean, I've been complaining about it basically the entire match, but I'm complaining for these West Holmes offensive players. How do you expect to score? Can we just get a shot of how many defensive players they still have back at the midfield? Half their team.
Yeah.
It's playing defense. Down 7-0.
It's 2-on-5.
On a free kick. So unless you make that, I mean, your chances are so slim because it's Clear Fork has you outnumbered 2-1. Just simple math. Simple math. You just have to make a hell of a play if you're a West Holmes offensive player to get one in the back.
Yeah, it's... I don't know.
So Clear Fork going to improve their win streak here this afternoon. 4 straight for the Colts, playing some of their best soccer at the right time. And for West Holmes, looking to leave with some positives as that shot is ripped by Arnold. And that's the type of playmaking ability that they need to be able to drive one into the back. Excellent individual performance right there by Cam Arnold. And the captain not leaving here with a goose egg and a little thumbs up, man. He's excited about it. I'm excited for him.
Yeah, that's an awesome play by him. Just watch. Fights through 2 defenders, spin move, and then kicks it through the smallest of gaps.
He had 4 guys on him.
Yeah,
4 guys.
That's a great. That might be the play of the game.
Play of the match?
Yeah.
I think you're right. Our producer says, is he in the MVP conversation now?
I don't. 2 more goals, maybe?
Well, yeah, let's see. Long way to go here. Long way to go. If he keeps making plays just like that one, where he takes on the entire back line, even if it is the JV players. Oh, Arnold with another chance here. Look, he's trying to take it at him. He's just timing, giving up the body. I can't believe actually there wasn't a whistle there.
I commend the effort.
I think he thought he got bumped by Owen Bourne in the back.
Wanted another free kick from straight on.
And it's going to be a Clear Fork throw in now as they're able to reverse the field. Get on the attack with under 7 minutes to go. This is Wilson. He just rocketed that one up. The closest player was Liam Beard.
They're going to call that a goal kick.
Yeah, it's really close, just to staying in bounds by a fraction of an inch. Now substitution being made for the West Holmes Knights. Connor Miller out of the match in favor of John Maloney.
So West Holmes finally at least finding a little bit of offense here in the last few minutes. Got the goal, moving it ahead some.
Yeah, like I said about 10 minutes ago in the match, even who cares if this is the JV that you're going against? I mean, you can just only go against who is on the field as the opponent. So why not just go attack and try to get you some. Get some positive momentum and mentality for yourself here especially for these offensive players who just haven't got a ton of help. You know, there's only 4 of them that are allowed to move up beyond midfield. So if you can go out and get some goals any way that you can get them against any defense, it's going to have to be a spectacular play like we saw from this gentleman just a few short moments ago.
Yeah. Yeah. At least give him a chance to stack the stat book a little bit.
That was a super athletic player there by Bryson Schaffner, the sophomore. Fly up at the 2 feet and like came up for that one. That was pretty cool looking. And it was needed too because Fikert was running on the back end and would have had basically a one-on-one with the keeper.
West Holmes will next face Berlin Highland, a team that knocked off Clear Fork 5-0.
Oh, and that's a great pass here into space. Here's Fikert.
Nice play by the keeper.
Coming out off his line, and that one ripped wide by Hunter Ryan. Excellent stuff. I don't know who is in at goalie right now. I do apologize, folks.
We don't have a 30 on our list.
We've got Blakely and Swandell listed as the 2 keepers, and they're out in the field right now enjoying some success.
So it has to be one of the 5 down there on the bottom of our list that was added in. Possibly. Maybe. I don't know. Nonetheless, number 30. Nice stop.
So Cliff Fork punches it down here where all the West Holmes players are waiting.
3.5 minutes left in the match. Oof. Took that off the face.
Getting just a little bit sloppy here with some players missing. As we're now under 3 minutes to go and more opportunities developing for West Holmes. The keeper way out, gives up the body.
And we have a foul.
He just whistled and then pointed. I was watching the referee there. I guess he is spotting offside. Who knows?
We'll take a look at it.
No one's offside.
I saw him go. I think somebody got pushed.
Okay. Sure. Kind of a moot point. Not really going to make a difference in this match. Nice defense right there from Jackson McLaughlin. One of the lone veterans.
Ooh.
Still playing. Opportunity coming up. And headed out. I think Swindoll, both goalies almost just got scores here. That was pretty close. Look at this one. If it takes one more hop, that thing is going to go in for a Sam goal. Instead, headed out at the last minute. As we are almost to our last minute of action here. Here comes Jackson, sends it in, back post.
Nice play.
How about some icing on the cake with the header goal? And it's Caleb Peters, one of the young guys, a sophomore, getting his name into the scoring column.
That was a great header off the corner kick back post.
And a great looking head of hair down there for Caleb Peters. Probably helps with the headers when you got that much padding. Got those nice bouncy curls.
I know our Stuart Blunchley would know the nice set of lettuce he has on his head.
I'm actually taking a look at him down on the sideline. It's kind of blowing in the wind right now. Looking great. I don't know how much business he has in the front, but it's definitely a party in the back.
Hey, it's Saturday. Need that party in the back.
They say Saturdays are for the boys, and if you're a part of the Colts soccer team, it is a victorious Saturday as they are about to close out an 8-1 victory here over West Holmes. 4 straight wins now for the Colts, and they do it here at the Corral in front of their home fans. We'll step aside. We'll be back. We will break down the final stats and get an MVP lined up. So if you want to make your voice felt on who had the best match today, leave us a comment. Travis and I will discuss during the break. We'll be right back.
Welcome to Richland County's first artificial intelligence ATM. And if you car dance to the song you're listening to now, I will give you $50. See, that's something an ATM can never do.
Oh my gosh, are you serious?
Oh, we're serious.
Gosh, that's awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. We hope your day is a little bit better today.
Yes, thank you.
Frito Lay Variety Packs presents totally unrealistic, never gonna happen in a million years mom fantasies.
Mother, thank you for planning such an enriching camping trip for us.
Please accept this as a token of our appreciation.
Now let us sing to you.
This'll never happen, but this might.
There's like no reception.
I'm not cheering attack. Airbags!
Dibs on the Fritos.
Frito Lay Variety Packs, packed with possibilities.
Back now with our Mechanics Bank Player of the Game. We've got Connor Hager, a couple of goals and an assist for you here this afternoon against West Holmes in a nice win. Let's first talk about just the total team effort. Tell me about a game like this where you're going against an opponent that you know is a little bit outmatched, and just the way that you guys were able to execute offensively. Felt like you had gotten to a really nice groove and a flow. Just what was it like being a part of that where you guys had so many offensive opportunities?
Well, we came into the game, we just knew we wanted to keep possession a lot. Try to keep possession, and we did that. We did what we were supposed to do, and we ended up getting the win.
The two goals for you, goals number 6 and 7 on the season. Describe your role to me and what you feel like it is this year as a sophomore now where you're a little bit more involved than the previous season.
Definitely a lot more confident this season. Feeling a lot better this season. Trying to make more runs and get more goals. Feels good.
Collectively, as a unit, 4 straight wins for you guys now. Do you feel like the confidence is starting to brim and come together at the right time of the season?
It's we definitely started figuring it out now. It's coming together right now when we need it most. We got Ashland coming up at the end of the season and then tournaments, so it's definitely good. We're getting our confidence.
What do you think has changed from the previous 6 matches where you guys lost 5 out of a 6-match stretch where you guys are starting to play some of your best soccer?
Well, we did start a new lineup, new formation, tried something else, and it ended up working pretty well.
And getting so many young kids into the mix here this afternoon, is that fun just to be a part of it, getting some kids out of your class, and obviously a lot of freshmen were involved today?
It's definitely a lot of fun to play with the freshmen, teach them some new things, and try to get them some goals.
So looking forward, as you mentioned, you got Ashland the last game of the year. You still have Highland left, so just 2 games left in the regular season. What do you think this team would like to accomplish before you get into tournament action?
Well, we definitely want to beat Highland, that's for sure, and coming up against Ashland, we know they're a good team. We would like to put up a good fight against them.
Where do you feel like you guys fall into the mix? You're the number 5 seed in the tournament. Do you feel like you're one of the upper echelon teams and maybe a little underseeded, or do you feel like you're about right in terms of your value and that you're going to have to play some really good soccer to win a district championship?
Yeah, we knew coming into the draw, we knew we were going to be somewhere in the middle. I definitely think we should have been ranked a little bit higher, but that's all right.
Just keep churning out wins and prove the doubters wrong.
Yeah, that's right.
So Connor Hager, our Mechanics Bank Player of the Match. Thanks so much for the time, man. Good stuff.
Thank you.
All right, let's go ahead and check out the final stats here from today. Obviously dominated by the Colts, who had 87% of the possession, lots of shots, many of those on target too. So for Clear Fork, just a total team effort, and what I like most is that pretty much everybody got involved today, Travis. I mean, there were kids that have not had any varsity experience this season get into the fold here today, so you have to be pleased if you're the Colts coming away with a dominating win, and especially when everybody gets an opportunity to get involved.
Yeah, this is nothing but beneficial for the squad. You know, you played a West Holmes team that's not up to par with you, a team that's struggling this year, but still you can get positives out of it by, you know, maybe trying a couple new things strategically, maybe getting some new faces in there. It also gives your younger players more opportunities to play at the varsity level because it may come in handy. You never know. You might have a couple injuries, you might have illness coming back for this squad, and these kids need that playing time to allow them to, you know, get ready for this tournament run.
Yeah, like we just saw, Connor actually limped his way up the stairs here. He had a little bit of ice on his ankle. He said he's been nursing it for the last couple of weeks. So it is important and valuable, I think, to be able to get some of your younger players into the fold and see what it feels like to be part of the varsity action, especially some of these freshmen, even if they're not going to be on the tournament lineup card when they actually do break into postseason play. It's at least fun for them, and I think it's just collectively just a good mood and atmosphere when everybody on the roster can get in, and especially both goalies getting in on the attack and the starter getting a goal.
Yeah, and you have players, they're rooting for them, usually play defense, coming up forwards, trying to get some shots on net. It's morale for the morale of the team also. It's just a big boost. And not just for this season, the rest of the season, but for next year, these other players, they're getting that valuable time so they can come right in and execute what they need to do because they've already done it this year. And for West Holmes, I mean, we were ragging on them a little bit throughout the game about some of their combinations of lineups and what they were doing strategically, defensively. It just feels like from watching them play, and this is the first time that either of us have got a chance to see, that you're so limited in your offensive attack. If you're going to sit back and play defensive soccer, you better be able to hold up. That was not the case. No, they were giving Clear Fork just too much space in that defensive end. It allowed Clear Fork to take a look at who they had coming with them. They were able to make some really good feet-to-feet passes, especially on these through balls, these advancing passes up forward, allowing the speed to take advantage. And it caused 3 breakaways, 3 one-on-ones that Clear Fork was able to cash in on, and that really allowed them to calm down, get that momentum, get that gap between West Holmes to really set things up differently, allow those other guys to come in. So just an all-out good game from Clear Fork. West Holmes, a lot to work on, but that Arnold kid, what a goal he had at the end, a little momentum for them going forward. He's a heck of a player for a squad that, he just wishes probably a couple more players at his caliber on the team to, maybe get a couple more goals, maybe get a couple more wins. All right, so this is our last live stream of the day, but we still do have one more highlight coming up tonight. The Ontario Lady Warriors on the road at Medina. I love how they go outside of the area and test themselves. They are a highly ranked team in Division II because of matches like this. Our guy, Garrett Parlett, is going to be all over that one. Look for a highlight coming up later on tonight. That's going to do it here from the Colt Corral. Final score, Clear Fork 9, West Holmes 1. Fabulous performance today by the Colts and all 25 players that got into the mix. I want to thank also the fabulous camera work of our Jory Hollenbeck and Storm Blunchley today, Adam Thompson on the production and the audio, and to our sponsors that help bring it to you live and free, Mechanics Bank all over this one, along with MWD Logistics and also Frito Lay. I'm Brian Skronsky for Travis Berardi. Thanking you guys for watching, but it's Saturday, baby. It's for the boys. We out of here. Later.